Kaylea Titford, who suffered from spina bifida, was found dead at her home in Newtown, Powys, in October 2020 in conditions described as unfit for any animal. Her mother Sarah Lloyd-Jones, 39, admitted manslaughter by gross negligence last year, while her father, Alun Titford, denied the charges and was found guilty after a trial last month. Titford has been sentenced to 7.5 years, while Lloyd-Jones was given a reduced sentence of 6 years in recognition of her guilty plea. Delivering the sentence in court today, Mr. Justice Griffiths said, "This was a horrifying case. A case of sustained neglect leading to the death of a completely dependent bedridden vulnerable disabled child at the hands of parents. And it is not only the death. I have no doubt that the suffering and degradation she experienced before she died was prolonged and significant." The pair's sentencing on Wednesday was the first court hearing in Wales to be televised. Kaylea, who used a wheelchair, weighed 22 stone 13 pounds with a BMI of 70 at the time of her death, and had been forced to lie in bed in soiled clothing on puppy training pads. She died after suffering inflammation and infection from ulcerations caused by obesity and immobility, the court heard. Maggots were found on her body when it was examined, and emergency service workers described feeling sick due to the rotting smell in her bedroom when they entered it. The teenager had been bedbound for many months before her death, and had not used the toilet or shower since before the lockdown started, the judge said. During the opening submissions of today's sentencing, prosecutor Caroline Rees-Casey said, "By the time of her death between October 9th to 10th, Kaylea Titford was living in conditions unfit for any animal, let alone for a vulnerable 16-year-old girl who depended on others for her care. Kaylea lived and died in squalor and degradation." The lawyer representing Kaylea's mother told the court Lloyd-Jones had become gradually overwhelmed during the lockdown and had developed major depression. David alias KC, representing Kaylea's father, said Titford took a lesser role in Kaylea's care and argued the family should have been offered more support. Mr. Justice Griffiths said that both parents were equally culpable for Kaylea's death. He said they were aware of the help available to them, but this had been ignored when it was offered. The court had previously heard that Titford had texted Kaylea twice on the night before she was found dead asking her to stop screaming. Other texts that were seen by the court include Kaylea in which the teenager complained to her mother about the flies in her room, to which Lloyd-Jones replied, "They like you LOL." An analysis of the family's bank accounts showed the family had spent over £1,000 on fast food and takeaways during the final 3 months of Kaylea's life. Our sincere condolences and heartfelt sympathies go out to those who really loved Kaylea Titford.